My name is Austin Marshall. I graduated from Cal State San Bernardino in 2007. I did a double major in geology. One was environmental, the other was in general geology, and I'm the mine superintendent for Mitsubishi Cement in Lucerne Valley, California. What our purpose here is to basically mine the limestone or marble from the mountains, the San Bernardino mountains. We grind it down, we add the raw materials that are needed to make cement, and when it leaves our facility, it comes out as final product as cement. My main job functions are the mine planning, the daily operations, and the quality control of the rock that's being produced. A typical day, I usually get to work about 6. I have my daily email check and voicemail check, make sure everything's going according to plan. We lay out what we're going to do for the day with my mine supervisor. He's the guy who communicates to the crew. I start typically with a meeting with the other managers in the plant. That's around 9 o'clock. From there, it kind of goes into mine planning. I designate a segment of my time towards that, towards the equipment availability, and pretty much what other operations are happening for the day. If there's any problems that happen during the day, we address those. An unexpected part of the mine superintendent position really is the level of activity that we get involved in with politics, the political functions, the functions that go on at the county and the state level. Those are things that I never would have thought that is something that I have to pay attention to, number one, but number two, that there's a vested interest from Mitsubishi to be involved in those types of activities, fundraisers and things. The most interesting part, I think, would have to be the diversity. There's so many different things always happening. You're on one project today, and tomorrow might be something completely different. I do enjoy the travel. A lot of the job when you're looking at different aspects or equipment or whatever it is, there's a fair amount of travel in there. So I enjoy that. But I like the diversity. There's always something changing, something going on. So I like that. Besides for the mine superintendent position, which again is something that I was promoted into, so obviously I didn't start out as a mine superintendent, but I did start out as the mine geologist. So in geology, there's a number of things that you can do. You can be a geotechnical person working for a geotechnical company. A lot of times, a lot of the studies that we do, we outsource to the geotechnical firms that are out there. Hydrology being one of them. There's even a portion of archaeology which can somewhat tie into geology. But for the most part, I started out as a mine geologist. So if you enjoy geology, if that's an interest, then you can definitely branch out from there. I had no idea I'd be into mining when I 2 years into my degree. Cal State San Bernardino helped prepare me for a job in mining, basically through the professors in the geology department. I had one professor primarily that had worked for a mining company as an undergrad, and when he was working on his master's degree. So he kind of helped introduce all the students, not just myself, to the mining world. We would go to different functions, different events, where there was Mining Awareness Week in San Bernardino, and we were all invited and participated. By doing that's kind of how Cal State was able to facilitate the open door for the mining world, because it is a very prominent industry, especially in Southern California, but not necessarily one that's known to every student. I chose to go into mine geology because we had a couple field camps. It was a good place basically to learn different aspects to geology, whatever it was. So through Cal State, they offered different programs that normal universities wouldn't. So your field camp could be broken up into different hours where you could attain that during the quarter rather than doing it during the summer when you'd have to take 8 to 12 weeks off. And so by doing that, it really opened the door for me. I was able to travel down to Australia and do some of my field camp down there, as well as doing some at different local mines in this area. The best advice for a student, I think, no matter what discipline you decide to go into or what study you go into, really comes down to the networking. It comes down to getting into that career field and meeting people. When I was a student, that was highly encouraged by our faculty and the staff at Cal State, was to go out and join the professional organizations, which typically as a student you either get in for free or they have a reduced rate. And by doing that, you get to meet the professionals who are already working in that industry, and they get a chance to look at you as an upcoming professional, and it really helps connect the student to the profession, really. And no matter what you do, school's not about just book work and getting good grades. It's about how you interact with people as well, and so that's very, very important. For mining geology, I think one of the professional organizations to be involved in is SME, which is Society of Mining, Metallurgy, and Exploration. I would highly recommend that because pretty much all the members of SME are tied to mining in some way, shape, or form, whether it's mine engineering or geology. It could even be environmental work, where that's very critical for a mine, as the environmental side of it. And so that's definitely a good group to get involved in. I actually met my previous boss, who worked here at Mitsubishi, through a Mining Awareness Week, which happened in San Bernardino. And basically, they offered me an internship on the spot, and it just developed into a long-term relationship. They asked me to come out and be an intern over the summer. It was a paid internship, and at the end of the summer, that we kind of reevaluated where I stood and what the company thought of what I had done, and I liked the fit, they liked the fit, and so it turned into a long-term internship, which progressed through the rest of the next school year, through that following summer, and then the year after that. So I actually was an intern for 2 years at Mitsubishi before being hired on full-time. I think as an alumni from Cal State, it's important not only at the college or university level, but at every level of education to be involved with the students that are out there, because what we learn a lot of times is very useful, but there are some things that we pick up in the workforce or just real world that is not necessarily brought back into the classroom.